What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and it is the week of the 5-star Shiny Rayquaza raid for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the guaranteed Rayquaza that you'll be able to catch this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to last for about 2 weeks, and we're going to be going over the best builds that you should build to defeat this Rayquaza. We had an earlier video with builds, I added a couple more, but this is a great reminder to get these builds done because you don't want to be sitting there failing at this Rayquaza raid because it could be harder than you might think. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel and join the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. So quickly going over the Rayquaza, this is my prediction. It's going to be a 5-star raid, so we know it's going to be level 75, but we had previous legendary raids that were 5-star raids, Dialga and Palkia. They were times 35 match HP. I think we're going to get something very similar here. Now, looking at the stats of Rayquaza, this thing's a beast. 150 attack, 150 special attack, 105 HP, 90 in defenses, and then 95 in speed. So this thing is going to hit us really hard with both physical and special moves. Looking through the move pool, my predictions for the moves that I could possibly have that would make the most sense here is a signature move, Dragon Descent. I could totally see this move on like turn 0, and then it removes its debuffs. Dragon Claw for a standard physical move, Extreme Speed potentially to outspeed anything, Earthquake to cover for steel types, Iron Head to beat both ice types and fairy types, and then Aerial Ace for a good stab flying move. Now for special moves, I can see Draco Meteor also potentially popping off turn 0, then it resets its stats, Dragon Pulse for your standard special dragon move, Hurricane and Air Slash would both be pretty solid special attacking flying type moves. For setup moves, it's really more physical oriented. So Swords Dance and Dragon Dance would probably be the two big ones. So I definitely think we should build more on the physical defense side of things based on the two setup moves that the Rayquaza will have. Now for the best build, starting with special attackers, I recommend Sylveon with the Terra Fairy, Item Metronome, max HP, max special attack, modest nature. You can also do max special attack, max defense with a modest nature, hidden ability, pixelate, get that fairy type moves on your normal moves. So Hyper Beam in this case would actually become fairy and get a little bit of a damage boost. The 3 necessary moves for this build is going to be Draining Kiss, Fake Tears, and Calm Mind. I would make the Draining Kiss with a PP up, so you get this at 16 out of 16 instead of 10 out of 10. And essentially, Draining Kiss plus Metronome is going to give you back that HP. And the more times you use Draining Kiss in a row, Metronome will stack by 10% each time, capping at 50%. Fake Tears lower to special defense, doesn't go through shields. And Calm Mind will boost your special attack and special defense by 1. Now, Hyper Beam is a tactical nuke. You can finish the raid with this move, especially once the shields are broken. But also, you could replace this with something like a Charm to lower that physical attack at the beginning. Or you could use Mud Slap here to go through shields and lower the accuracy as well. That could be really great too. The Fable is another excellent choice. And I really like this for the solo. You can use Terra Fairy at the Metronome. Max special attack, max defense with the ability Unaware. So if the Rayquaza starts setting up like 3 Swords Dance at +6 attack, Unaware makes it so, you don't even recognize it. You don't even care. It just never happened, right? So this is a great Pokemon that you don't have to worry about any of the setup from the Rayquaza. And the important moves is going to be Draining Kiss, Reflect, Calm Mind, and Protect. Draining Kiss is going to give you that HP that you're going to need for this raid. Reflect is going to give you additional defensive support on your side, and Unaware is not affected by Reflect, so this will work for you. Calm Mind will give you plus special attacks, plus special defense. Once again, this works with Unaware. And then Protect. So the turn that your stats are removed and the buffs are gone and your ability is gone, you're used Protect so you don't take the big damage from that Rayquaza. Now for our last special attacker, Magearna is another excellent solo choice. Now because you are Steel and a Fairy type, you are going to be resisting flying type moves as well, but you do pick up a weakness to ground, which it may have something like Earthquake. Now, Terra Fairy with the Item Metronome, max HP, max special attack with a modest nature. You could go max special attack, max defense as well. That works too. But the important moves is going to be Draining Kiss, Iron Defense, and Calm Mind. Once again, Draining Kiss with Metronome, all that good damage, get that HP back. Iron Defense, so you can actually take any sort of Swords Dance from the Rayquaza. Calm Mind, just in case if you need to get some setup and you have a nuke with Flora Cannon, this will allow you to essentially do like a fairy type Draco Meteor. The big thing is though, this Pokemon using solos is great because whenever one of your solo allies die, you'll get a special attack boost. And it doesn't hurt the timer at all. So this is just an excellent Pokemon for the solo clear. Now for some physical attackers, Azumarill, Terra Fairy with the Shell Bell, max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. You need the ability Huge Powers, so this is actually going to be doing over 400 on your power, on your attack stat, which is great. And the big setup here is just turn 1 Belly Drum, and then turn 2 Play Rough. Now, hopefully that will work in this raid. If it doesn't, you don't necessarily need to go for that in the beginning. You could start off the raid with like a Charm to lower that physical attack so you take hits better, or even just go for some Mud Slap spam and, you know, lower that accuracy, goes for shields, give you that Terra Charge. But the ideal is you get a Belly Drum off, and then you can Play Rough. Now, you may need some allies to, you know, put up a Reflect for you or something like this to make this work. So I wouldn't say this is necessarily clear for solo, but it's definitely going to be a great build for online play, especially if you have some healers on your side who can give you HP back and put up some screens to save you. Now, Mimikyu, I would actually think is a pretty decent option. Once again, you're a fairy type, so you're going to be immune to dragon. Ghost is pretty decent if it does have like extreme speed, so you're immune to that at least. And Terra Fairy with the Shell Bell, max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. Disguise is pretty nice. Essentially, in the beginning of the battle, the first hit you just won't take any damage from it, and your disguise will break. So essentially, you go for a free Swords Dance or a free Bulk Up. You can also use Taunt on it, which if it does have like Swords Dance setup, you can prevent that setup from occurring. And then once you set up your attack or your attack and defense with Bulk Up, you can just start spamming Play Rough and do some decent damage. I don't think it'll be able to solo, but I think it'll be good for the online play. Enamorus with the Fairy Flying type, you want to go with that Terra Fairy and the Shell Bell. You know, pretty decent typing. If it does have a ground type move, at least you'll be immune to that as well. Max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature. The ability Contrary is very nice, so we can go for superpower spam. So essentially how we're going to play this is we are going to set up with superpower. We're going to get +1 attack, +1 defense because we have the ability Contrary up. And then once we set up enough, you can start going for Terra Fairy, Play Rough, and that will be doing a lot of damage for sure. If it does have any special attacking moves, you can use Mystical Fire on it to lower special attack a little bit. And you can also use Taunt on the Rayquaza to prevent any sort of setup like Swords Dance and things like that. Zacian's another solid option too, but not recommend for the solo, but definitely recommend for online with the Terra Fairy and the Rusted Sword item, so you get that Fairy and Steel typing and the additional stat buffs that you need on Zacian. Max HP, max attack, Adamant Nature, and very simple setup. Swords Dance, Play Rough is going to be your main thing. You have Iron Defense to give you some defense just in case it does have like a Swords Dance on Rayquaza, so you can build up your defenses a little bit. And Howl will actually give everyone your side of the field +1 attack, which is really good if you have a bunch of attackers on your side of the field, so you can give them a nice little buff too. Now for some supports, and I think these 4 supports are all incredible. I really like Clefairy, Terra Fairy with the Eviolite, and max HP, max defense, and with a plus defense nature. Now we're going to have Friend Guard. Now Friend Guard is going to reduce the damage of all damage coming towards your allies, which is going to be huge. And, you know, that includes yourself. You're also going to be getting the Eviolite up there, so you have a lot of extra bulk. Max HP, max defense give you a lot of bulk. And very simply, we're going to be spamming Chilling Water to lower that physical attack stat. We have Fake Tears to lower that special defense. And you also have Life Dew. This will heal you and all your allies, 25% healing, which is really huge. And then you have, you know, Stab, Terra Fairy, Draining Kiss that you can do as well. Get a little bit of HP back, but also do some damage. I think a Fairy is going to be an excellent Pokemon for this raid. Grimmsnarl, another great Pokemon, Terra Fairy with the item Light Clay. Now, max HP, you know, max special defense or max defense, up to you. I think max defense will be better here. And you want to have the ability Prankster. And for our moves, I really like Reflect. You could have a Light Screen here as well. With that Prankster Light Clay, they'll be lasting for a total of 8 turns instead of their usual 5 turns. You have Spirit Break, which is going to be doing stab super effective damage, but also lower that special attack stat. Fake Tears to lower the special defense, and also Taunt to prevent any more setup. Alcremie, another excellent choice with the Terra Fairy and the Shell Bell. Max HP, max defense. You can have a plus defense nature, plus special defense nature, depends on what you want. And Decorate is an excellent move. This allows you to boost up your allies +2 attack and special attack. Really great to help out some sweepers. Fake Tears will lower that special defense. Acid Armor to give you +2 defense. And then Draining Kiss spam to give you some damage output with the Terra Fairy, Stab, super effective. It'll do some decent damage, and you get that HP back as well. And our last supporter is going to be Galarian Weezing with the Terra Fairy and the Shell Bell. And we're gonna have the ability Levitate, so if it does have Earthquake, you're gonna be immune to ground type moves, and you're gonna be immune to Dragon because you were typing. Max HP, max defense with a plus defense nature, bold in this case. And we're gonna be running Acid Spray, goes through shields, or that special defense by 2. Clear Smog to remove any buffs, like turn 0 does a Swords Dance, bam, remove that. And it goes through shields as well, which is great. Taunt to prevent any future setup, and then you have Stab, super effective. Terra boosted, Strange Theme, which will be doing some super effective damage, some pretty solid damage in general too. And of course, with that Acid Spray lowering that special defense, this will be a nice combination. But there you have it, guys. Those are the best builds for this upcoming raid. And we're going to be doing this raid live this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see you there. And don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it, and catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.